There is a valley up in the mountains not too far away from our place that we go to quite a lot. It is part of an old abandoned farmstead and has the most gorgeous chestnut trees in the entire area. With everything coming back to life in September, the foraging season was ramping up and we wanted to have a share in that bounty. Every other day, we headed into the mountains and down into our valley to check on the chestnuts and forage for mushrooms. We are in a tight competition with the wild pigs here, which means a lot of trips to make sure that we're not missing the harvest. This year, we seem to have been very lucky and the only loss of crops came from our own mistakes. It's Sunday today, and for our walk we decided to go mushroom hunting. We'll see if anything grows on our land. There's quite good chances because we have native forest. Because it was raining so much, the ground should be really saturated with water, and now the sun is shining, so it's ideal conditions. I was quite fortunate that as a child my parents took me mushroom hunting quite a lot, but you should always have a good guide with you. We have a German one. So you can identify them, and if you're not sure, leave it. They can kill you. So yeah, we'll see if we find anything interesting.
I was just thinking about how I'm a bit hungry, and there's some wild grapes growing here. They're extremely sweet. You should try them as well.
I want to.
There's some more.
Ah, these ones are low enough. It's kind of sad because there's just so many years of growth.
If you look up there, I don't know how far I can zoom in, there's some more grapes, but those are completely unreachable.
Okay, we didn't actually find any edible mushrooms. We found loads of non-edible ones, or ones that we couldn't identify 100%. But even then, I really like these walks that we take on our own land because it gives us time to survey as well and to see how everything is coming along. So we'll do this walk a bunch of times in the coming weeks just to see if there's any mushrooms growing, because we know there's chanterelle mushrooms on our land that grow in winter time. And yeah, maybe we'll find some.
Get all the bramble out. So there's a lot of work to be done.
Okay, the mushroom is down there. Zach is sacrificing himself to get to it through all the bramble.
Sacrificing. It's a good one.
Thank you. You never heard that one before?
No, never. The leaf is pasted to it. So I'd give it a bit of a twist as well. Oh,
See what takes it out.
There's big ones over there, Jackie.
Oh, we need to get to them.
Yeah, there. Yeah, we've got to come back with the little clippers and get
That looks really good.
Yeah, this is a young
Yeah.
Sommersteinpilz. Somerset. And going yellow. It's also yellow on this edge.
Looks really good.
You can see the fine net going the whole length all the way to the ground level.
It will be so good dried in soup, you know?
Yeah. mushrooms have been harvested and cut, laid on the drying rack, the best place to put them is on top of the tiny house because the metal roof gets really hot in the sun. And then in a day or two they'll be ready to be stored for winter. Okay, so this is after 2 days in the sun on the metal roof, and it's reduced down by a lot. It's dry, it smells delicious, and it's ready to be packed away into jars for the winter, and we'll use this in soups and things like that. Oops. So we're packing this into 2 jars so that there'll be a bit of space for ventilation around them, and we don't have to compress them in any way. Actually, these are filling up quite fast. We might need to get more jars. Oh no, I only prepared 2. Shit.
You can make mushroom dust.
You know what? I think we're gonna need like 3.
Well.
Yeah, we can. But they crumble actually quite easily. Yeah. That's like, it's like a crisp almost, as you said earlier.
Lay's. Walker's
yeah,
mushroom.
That's what they call it in England.
Guck mal, die musst du einsammeln, ha? Nee, die sind kaputt. Na, ja, möchtest du die haben? Nein.
Been gathering oak acorns, and we're kind of experimenting, seeing if we can make them into a kind of flour. So the first job is to de-shell the acorns, so with a nut cracker, breaking the shell, removing the inside, and then I will dry them for now until we've got enough and we need to buy a food processor. Then we will leach the nut, meaning we will drain all the bitter tannins out of it. Okay. By submerging it in water and then switching out the water until it doesn't taste bitter anymore. At that point, we'll then dry them again and put them in a food processor and see if we can make some kind of flour, see what we can do with it. So here I've got my scrap bucket. This will all be given to the pigs when we're done. Sometimes there's worms and stuff inside the nut, and those will also go to the pigs or the chickens. Chickens always appreciate good protein. Yeah, so this is kind of basically just a proof of concept, really, just to see, can we turn the oaks into a direct source of food here? Because we have hundreds of oak trees, and possibly producing over 1 million acorns each year. I couldn't truly say, but each tree seems to have, several thousand nuts on them. We'll see what the end product tastes like. We're going to have it in kind of small quantities, maybe a ½ kilo bag. We'll see how much it weighs after being dehumidified. Maybe I could find a more efficient way of processing these in the future. Maybe some kind of machine, if that ever gets in our budget.
We've been leaching these acorns for about a month now, more or less, and now they don't taste bitter anymore, so we decided to dry them in the oven, just leaving the door open kind of. Then when they're dry, we will grind them down into flour and see how they taste.
So this is our new food processor, running on our new on-grid electricity, so we can do things like this. Here are the acorns. So now this process is essentially done. We'll put it out on a tray to just finish drying it. It's still a little bit moist. It smells really good, like really good actually. I think this would go well in bread mixed with some kind of wheat flour that has more gluten in it. Yeah, so in a future video we'll make something with it and see how it goes. I think this could be a real source of food for us. It's just a huge amount of work to process it.
Oh, there's mushrooms everywhere. A tiny one. Wow. This is really massive. No! It broke. No! No! That was such a failure. It's very beautiful though. Sad on my face.
Big disgrace.
The one up there. Yeah.
These are the fruit of the medronho tree, otherwise known as the strawberry tree, for obvious reasons. And yeah, it's a native Portuguese tree, and the baby loves them. They use it to make a hard liquor called aguardente. It's a traditional Portuguese drink. And some people don't really like the taste of the fruits, but I think they're delicious. And right now, they're perfectly ripe. We just got through 11 days of rain, and these ones are just perfect now.
Nimm eine. Hast du die hier?
So these mushrooms were just growing by the side of the road over there, and they look like parasol mushrooms to us. So what we're going to do now is take them home and get the mushroom identifying book, and then we will confirm for sure what they are. And if they're parasols, then we'll eat them. And if they're poisonous, then we're going to throw them away in the woods.
Chestnut season has just started and we've collected about 3 kilos already. We will hopefully weigh it at the end. The plan for these is to dry about a third to a quarter of the chestnuts for just roasting in the oven for us. And we're going to have like a little snack. But most of them we want to process and freeze for later use, such as just in meals instead of potatoes, or as crème de marron, for example, which is a treat that I had as a child sometimes. To freeze them, we will first do the float test, because some of them have worms inside maybe. So you put them in a pot of water, and the ones that float to the surface, you just throw them out. We throw them to our pigs. Then we will roast them in the oven at high temperatures for about 10 minutes to get the peel off. And then we cook them for about 30 minutes until they're really soft, and then we freeze that in about 500 gram packs. So we have 3 packs in the freezer already, and quite a bit more to go. But the season won't last very much longer, so we're just trying to get as much as we can. And It's going to be quite nice in the coming months just eating chestnuts every once in a while. They're a bit of a novelty to us right now. Yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and you will definitely see us eating all of our forage goods in the coming months.